Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Universe Mode University. I'm your Professor Jack, and today the class is officially in session. This is a 25 part series that will teach you everything from the beginning to the end to make your Universe Mode better and perfect. So before we start, as always, welcome to the goddamn show. So we're going to cover, I have actually designed this course. Believe it or not, inside there is a brain. I know sometimes I don't sound like it. I accept if you think that. And I would also think that listening to me. But we've got 5 major universe mode styles. So we're going to start off with the realistic WWE style. So what is the realistic WWE style? And like with every segment and all 5 of these, we're going to go pros and cons at the end. So you can pause that, read that, have a think. Have some self-reflection. But what is the realistic WWE style? Well, the realistic WWE style is a style that mirrors real-life WWE as close as possible. Using similar champions, rosters, branding, and presentation, you will have certain superstars in the same positions that they are in on live television. For example, Cody Rhodes will be in the main event, Jacob Fatu will be in the upper mid-card, LA Knight will be in the mid-card. Not that I agree with that, by the way. Rhea Ripley will be in the main event. Meta Girls will be in the tag team division, etc, etc, etc. It's kind of sticking it's kind of sticking to what you know, what you see on TV, and using that in your universe mode. Pros of a realistic WWE style: it's easy to follow, there's already background there, so you don't have to explain too much. And in terms of presentation, it doesn't get much better than the WWE presentation. I personally prefer AEW style of presentation, graphics and everything, but WWE is clean and it's immersive, so you can follow that. And the cons are, it can feel limiting and it can feel boring, it can feel repetitive. You've already seen this narrative multiple times in real life, and it's tough to keep up with what's going on in real life and translating that into your universe mode. Because there's so much wrestling content: WWE Raw, WWE Evolve, WWE NXT, WWE SmackDown, WWE Speed, WWE Legend. Let's fucking go. That show. Style number 2: retro eras and rebooking history. Pick a specific era from history that you like the most. Do you like Ruthless Aggression? Do you like the Monday Night Wars, the Attitude Era, TNA Impact, 2007? Ruthless Aggression 2011, SmackDown Live 2017. Pick your favourite time in wrestling and then rebook history. So will you recreate it, will you rewrite history, or will you book how you would have created that bit of history, or would you change everything, the whole dynamics? Would John Cena have turned heel in that era? It's up to you to decide. Now, the pros of a retro era is the nostalgia. The great storytelling and the dream matches have already been put in place by the creative team back then. So the nostalgia, we get to see superstars and dream matches that we haven't necessarily seen in the past, or maybe didn't live up to the expectation. Maybe you can recreate that so it does. And the cons are obviously the rosters are limited. By that, I mean back in the Ruthless Aggression era, as an example, the WWE women, or divas as they were called, were not utilised at all. So how can you make it so that the WWE women of then were up to the standard? Well, they were up to the standard, that sounds like the wrong wording, but were given the time that the women are today. That's just an example, but have a think about that. Core reliability is also an issue. If you're going for like a Ruthless Aggression or an Attitude Era, there is certain wrestlers in the game, but some of the cores don't quite reach up into that level, so it's about not being too OCD and trying to think about the vision rather than the core reliability. And unfortunately, covering the exact pay-per-views that were in that year is quite difficult because some dated arenas may be missing from community creations, so there's that to take into consideration. Universe Mode Style 3, the Fantasy Draft. So what is the Fantasy Draft method that I've just made up in my head in my very intensive course? So you could do things like AEW versus WWE with a full roster shuffle, and this is a perfect place to do your professional wrestling dream matches. So you can build your own brands from scratch. You could have AEW and WWE, download an AEW roster and completely draft from scratch your version of AEW, your version of WWE. By the way, guys, this is just an example but everything's from scratch. You can have your own unique titles and everything. The pros is the creative freedom, unique rivalries, and there's endless possibilities. If you do a fantasy draft, you can create matches that you never think will happen or will never happen, but the cons is the time. It takes a lot of time to set up, and it's very easy to lose the brand identity if you're not too careful with it. Universe mode, style 4, and probably my favourite type of universe mode, because credit there's some guys in the Discord, guys and girls in the Discord that do this CAW-Only universe mode. So this takes a lot of time, and that's an obvious con, but it's it's a fully custom world, original wrestlers, original belts, original arenas, original stories, original lore, original this, original that. Everything's original. This is all from somebody's imagination, which makes it all the more special, and it really enhances the perception on the universe mode, because it's just so impressive and how creative people can be. You can make it whatever you want as well. It could be an indie federation, it could be a fantasy federation, it could be lore driven, it could be like WWE, like a global entity. It could be restrictive to a country, restrictive to a region, it could be in a territory. The list of possibilities are endless when you're creating your own CAW-Only universe mode. The pros, well, yeah, you can't get a higher level of creativity than in a CAW universe mode. You just cannot. Not with current superstars. They're obviously limited, and there's only so much story you can tell with them that, you know, emphasizes their character. And long-term storytelling is easy in CAW universe modes, because everybody's lore always has an arc, and it's evolving, and it can be completely managed by yourself. And that's one of the beautiful things about the CAW universe mode. Cons, it needs extra effort for immersion. You need your own presentation, your own arenas, your own belts, your own cores, and you'll probably get less recognition from viewers. That's if you're a content creator. Just an observation, because people can't always relate. It hits a very niche audience, but it does have a purpose. Don't think I'm saying that. It's a brilliant thing, and the thing why I would always suggest people do CAW-Only universe modes is because there are so many content creators that do Raw, SmackDown, NXT, even AEW, NXT, whatever. If you can spend the time creating your own universe mode, just think, if you can just grab them 10 people in, and your stuff is unique, they're not going to see that content anywhere else. And that's how you've got to think. Style number 5, the hybrid style. This is the most popular style by a mile. So what is the hybrid style? It's a mix of real life legends and CAWs. So everything above, well, you can kind of tell where this is going. It's just a jumped up, humble mess, because there's no sort of consistency, there's no context, and it's very difficult to manage. And I'm not trying to put you off being a hybrid universe mode. If you want to do this, then go ahead and do it, because you can create stuff that you never thought. For an example, you could have like a SmackDown with Roman, Okada, and a few CAWs with your own twist, and that could be the direction you go in. So it's all about managing. Now the pros of this, you get the best of everything above. There's unlimited possibilities. Every pro that we've said before is very possible, but this is a case where I would say it's high risk, high reward, because you've got to make it click like that. I hope you heard that. That was quite a clean click. You got to make it click perfectly, or it just will not work. There'll be stuff everywhere, and it'll be really difficult to follow. And that's the con. The con is it's really harder to balance not only the, how do I say this word, believability, the easiness to follow, and the tone and the continuity. If you have people from all different eras, from CAWs to Raw to SmackDown superstars to Ruthless Aggression to Legends, it can be really difficult to follow. And for me as a viewer, I would get overwhelmed personally, and I wouldn't be able to follow it. I personally prefer the other four. The other four that I said, this is the hybrid methods, just if you can't decide, basically, in my opinion. But as a viewer, I respect CAW universes the most, because I think the most work goes into them, I'll be honest. You know, people spend weeks, months creating 50 CAWs and arenas and stuff. The one I enjoy the most probably is Retro, because I like seeing differences happen, but like how people interpret the past is so interesting to me, and It makes it so unique. Okay, so now we're on to part 2, and this is the final part. This is the go home. This is the home run. So I'm gonna put some questions up on the screen, and I'm gonna go through them. And I want you to answer them in your own head, or you can answer them in the comments. It's up to you. And we're gonna have some homework. No, I'm joking. It's kind of like homework, but it's not homework. You don't get graded. So, do you want to follow WWE closely or go off script? So this will help you determine which half of the styles you fit in. Do you want the same sort of vibe, like the same superstars in the same places? If you do, the WWE style's for you. If you don't, pass go and pay £200. Now look at the other 4. Do you care about realism, or let's pretend I'm you, right? Do I care about realism, or just want fun dream matches? Do you want a universe mode that is similar to a product, or do you want a universe mode that is completely your own? That's essentially it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being similar to a product, by the way, but have a think about that. If you want it to be realistic, you're looking at things like a core universe mode, a WWE style universe mode. If you don't, you're looking at hybrid, you're looking at fantasy draft, retro eras. It's a bit of a mix. How much time do I have to record and play content? Well, this is for both people who make content and people who don't. How much time do you have to play universe mode? You don't have a lot of time. The WWE style, the hybrid style, might be the quickest, easiest way for you to go. Sorry, the fantasy draft, not the hybrid. The hybrid's got cores in. So the fantasy draft and the WWE style would be classed as quick setups, quick time to play through. The other 3, I would say, are more time consuming. Do you want to use cores, and if so, how heavily? Do you want to use cores of real wrestlers, or do you want to have completely unique cores? That's something that you need to ask yourself. I know a gentleman in the Discord, he uses himself, and I really like that, and I think it's a cool way to incorporate a core into universe mode. And he's very selfless. He don't put himself over, but he should do, definitely should. But that's a cool way to do it, and I've actually thought about doing that myself. So do you want to have cores? If so, if you do want cores, what type of cores do you want? Do you want wrestlers that aren't on the base roster, or do you want completely random cores? And are you booking for you? This is the biggest. Well, these next 2 are the biggest questions. Are you booking for you, or are you booking for others? Because you have to put yourself in the mindset. 2 different mindsets. If you're booking for yourself, it's what you want to see. If you're booking for other people, it's what you think, or what you can read, or what feedback you get they want to see. This is my biggest advice for the guys who do YouTube, guys and girls who do YouTube. Are we sharing what we want to book, or are we balancing it and giving people a little bit of both? For example, we know that in real life Roxanne Perez is booked terribly on SmackDown. People want to see her do well. Let's book her in like a main event spot. That's just an example. And essentially 2 more questions, I believe. Well, a question and homework. What inspires you? What makes you load up the WWE 2K25 game, click on Universe Mode, and click Continue on that Universe Mode? Is it nostalgia? Is it fantasy? Is it original creations? Is it that you can't get enough consumability of the content that's on TV, so you want a realistic Universe Mode? Or anything else? That's completely up to you. Part 3, our final part. Your homework. Your homework is really simple. It's a comment. It's a comment in the comments. Well, you won't comment anywhere else, would you? I always ask you a question at the end of these episodes, and that's how it's going to go. And I would like you to comment. If you don't want to, that's fine. But it's always interesting because I try to respond to every single comment, so I'll be interested to read your guys' opinions. So, what to you is the most exciting part of your universe mode, or what you want to create? Is it the rise of a core? Is it your dream AEW versus WWE showdown? Is it a full rebook of the invasion in 2001? I want to hear it. What excites you the most about your universe mode? Now, guys, I have been your teacher. We got 25 excuse me, we've got 24 episodes to go, so make sure you do like and subscribe and all that good stuff. You don't want to, honestly, I'm not trying to sell you a dream, but you really don't want to miss one single episode because it goes in chronology. And if you follow it one by one, I'll try to make the videos 5 to 10 minutes so they're not hard to follow. So if we have 25 episodes, 2 hours complete, and you know everything that I think, basically. Not that that's any good, but so yeah, I'll see you in episode 2, and episode 2 will cover, and you don't want to miss this, setting up for success. It'll include things like picking your brands, calendar planning, deciding champions and goals from day one, and aligning your setup with Universe Mode. We'll go into the game, I'll show you how to do it. So guys, thank you so much for the support. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.